Hey, besties. Okay, so I've been not playing The Sims 2, weirdly enough. I feel like everybody kind of is right now because they like re-released it in like The Sims 1, which I've absolutely never played, and I kind of don't want to. But The Sims 2 has definitely grown on me, and I think I especially love it for the same reason I feel like a lot of people love it, and it's because of like the story. Like the lore is so well done in that game, and just thinking about like the jump between Sims 1 and Sims 2, like that was like a significant difference. Like it did amazing. And while I was like really falling down a rabbit hole of like the Sims 2 Wikipedia and like reading all of like the classic family lore, I was like, you know what I really want to do? Give more Sims 4 Sims makeovers. And I want to give them like their Sims 2 makeovers. And I didn't want to make them look like carbon copies of their Sims 2 versions. I kind of wanted sort of like a middle ground between how they look in The Sims 4 and how they look in The Sims 2, and like their personality, because I feel like their personality comes from those Sims 2 Sims because they had like canon lore and like personalities and stuff. And in The Sims 4 we're just somewhere in between because it's like an alternate universe or whatever. But I kind of wanted, I don't know, I wanted to mix it up a little. And so I wanted to start with the Calientes because I feel like they are the most iconic, aside from like the Goths, which I will do also, but I feel like they are like super iconic in The Sims 2. And I actually really enjoyed their like made over versions for like The Sims 4 that they did, I want to say last year, but maybe 2 years ago, I don't know. And I really like how they look, like their facial features and stuff, because they were originally supposed to be, I'm pretty sure, of like Middle Eastern descent in like The Sims 2. But obviously a lot of things were like limited because the cast wasn't there yet, really. Like they had like 4 skin tone options and stuff, so they couldn't do all of the things that like we can do now, which is kind of why I wanted to do like a mixing of both of those characters into something entirely newish and separate. But I still wanted to keep like Nina and Dina's like everyday wear kind of more similar with what they would wear, or like what they were wearing in The Sims 2. And so I did take some more like creative liberties with their like other outfits, because I was unsure if I wanted to do like the full-on Y2K thing, because obviously like that was kind of the vibes for like The Sims 2, and it's like clothes and hair and stuff. And so I kind of did it, but I also kind of didn't do it. And instead I went for more of like a slightly more modern take on it. But it still would like fit in with like their storyline basically. And so like I found out quite a lot, because I actually didn't really know that much, because I really like The Sims 2 was not my first game. So I didn't really know that much about it. But apparently Nina and Dina are twins. Actually, I thought they were just like sisters, but apparently they're twins, and they have like different personalities. Not so much like the Pleasants, where they're like polar opposites of each other, but like they're very different. So Dina is actually playful and outgoing, and they're both young adults, but like technically they would be adults because The Sims 2 didn't have like regular young adults. Like young adults was like a thing tied to university, and then once you graduated from university you became an adult. So it's essentially they are young adults, but like technically they're adults. And both Nina and Dina were involved with Don, which is why he's here. I put him just because like he's essentially like a Caliente, and he is literally a Caliente in like The Sims 4 because he's like in the household. So I had to keep him, and I was so happy to delete Katrina because like she's grown on me lately, but like I understand why all of like The Sims 2 lore purists were like so very much against her existing, because it's like they had family. They could have just found somebody from that family tree and planted them as like their family member, you know? But yeah, so Dina's also like I think engaged or like romantically involved with Mortimer Goth, which I side-eye Mortimer down for that because it's like your wife goes missing and the first thing you do is find some other lady who may or may not be involved in why your wife was missing in the first place. Like, that's crazy. And then Nina is more shy and serious, which is crazy because that's really not what I think of when I think of her. I guess like my own Sims 4 lore, like that kind of wasn't really the vibes. I always thought of her as like the more outgoing sister, and Dina as like the more serious sister, but it's actually like the opposite. And she's also obviously involved with Dawn because Dawn is literally involved with like everybody. It's actually crazy like when you really look at it. And apparently Dawn favors Nina more than Dina, which I think is like nice, I guess, because she's like only involved with Dawn and not Mortimer. So like that's kind of nice, which is also crazy because I usually have Dawn and Dina get married because like I don't know, that's like my canon lore. But I feel like I might actually change that now. Like I kind of want to, I don't know, just like I'm like holding space for the Sims 2 lore in my own everyday life now. Because like it's kind of nice to like think about, and especially because we're in this era of like the 25th anniversary and like sort of living in the past a little bit with like a lot of the things we've been getting from like previous Sims games and stuff. Like it kind of inspired me to do this because like we're kind of just reliving it a little bit, but like also reimagining it. Like if The Sims 2 had the cast that The Sims 4 had, like the ability to make all these different looking Sims, you know? And I wanted to really keep like a hot pink theme for Nina. I usually do that anyway whenever I give her a makeover for, I have no idea why. Like I just kind of do it. I usually keep hers pink because I feel like her original character used to dress in like a lot of pink. But also hot pink is such a like Y2K 90s early 2000s type of a color. Like people don't really wear hot pink anymore. Like I don't know why that is. But like I think hot pink has just been like lost to time, and I feel like she's like single-handedly keeping hot pink alive. And that also speaks to like the balance between old and new that I was trying to do, because I wanted them to sort of like thread the line between Y2K dressing and like more of like how I would style them in like a more modern way. Dina has a bit more like fancier outfits because obviously she's trying to like get married to Mortimer. Like she has to be a bit more like fancy and more like goth like. So I kept her in a lot of like black and stuff because I think that like she's literally trying to get that bag, you know what I mean? Like she has a goal, she has a purpose, and Nina can just like dress more like herself because the only person she's trying to get is Dawn. So, you know. And speaking of Dawn, I literally checked and he's like involved with at least 4 different women plus maybe Bella. And it's like you were engaged to Cassandra and you were trying to get involved with her mom. Like that's he's crazy. Like he's actually so crazy for that. But also I changed like a lot of their eye colors to a bit more like of a greener green because they all have green eyes, which is interesting. But that's also because like The Sims 2 only had like 5 eye colors or something. Like they didn't have a lot of options. That's really what like all of this comes down to, is like there weren't as many options as we have right now. But I mean they always had green eyes, but I went for more of like a green brown color for the Calientes because they're also supposed to have like alien ancestry, which relates to like Bella's kidnapping and stuff. So I wanted their eye color to not look normal or like entirely human, because I think that like adds to the we can possibly be aliens thing, while Dawn's is more of like a pure green, which is what I would have done if they were just like regular humans. but I kept him kind of like chill-ish and a bit more, I don't know, like chill, kind of more modern masculine, I guess. And then these screenshots, obviously I took them in Oasis Springs because that's where they live in The Sims 4. And I don't know, it was kind of nice to see the difference between like their Sims 2 versions and their Sims 4 versions for me. And I don't know, I really like them. You have to let me know what you guys think about them. And if you want these like made over Sims, because like they're technically from my like Townie Makeover save. If you want them, they're like Sims 2 made over versions, let me know.